Welcome to LifeBites Mindful Mondays. I'm life, business, and energy coach Nina Bosky. And in today's grounding session, we're going to help you get centered, cleared, and connected. Let's get started. Take a nice big deep breath from the base of your spine down to the center of the earth, filling your lungs with fresh energy and just getting into the space of becoming more calm and still and quiet. And now let's envision a grounding cord from the base of your spine down to the center of the earth. And use a tree trunk that's very grounding. And whatever tree you'd like, a maple, an oak, a palm tree, whatever works for you. And let's ground ourselves to Mother Earth, to ourselves, to our essence, to who we are. And let's release everything that no longer serves us, letting go of the past. Take a deep breath. Letting go of the future. Take a nice, big, deep breath. And let's say hello to the here and now, present time. Come into this moment. And as we come into this moment, we're breathing in peace, breathing in courage, breathing in clarity, and breathing in breakthrough. We welcome the divine presence to guide us, to help us see beyond the fear and embrace the strength within us to speak our truth. Now, about 2 feet out, you're going to create a circle of light. And in that circle of light is a circle of yellow roses. And those yellow roses represent your true sunshine spirit, where your personality and your higher self are working hand in hand. And let's bring into this moment the highest good for everyone concerned. And that whatever is going to come through in this courageous conversation, courageous experience, that my higher self and my personality self and that of others is all working together for the highest good. A circle of pink roses that represent love and compassion for not only yourself, but for the outside world. And in particular, a potential situation that you may need to have with somebody else, or just within yourself, to be more courageous, to speak your truth. And now let's create a circle of red divine roses all around you. That are protecting you from anything that is not of your own energy in your own light. And from anything on the outside world that are throwing negativity at you, or energy that is starting to drain you, that you are being divinely protected from anything that is not of your own energy. Now let's come up to your sixth chakra. Take a nice big deep breath. This chakra is right between your brow, allowing you to open up to new insights and new ways of relating. And now let's put, whether it's courage just to speak your truth, or you're having an actual challenge with somebody in your own life, I'd like you to put them on your movie screen, which is about 2 feet out, and envision your life on your movie screen. And say hello to courage, saying hello to whatever conflict may be happening in your own life. And just become the energy of ease and grace, knowing that conflict is part of everyday life. It's natural. It's what drives forward motion. And it's okay if people have different perspectives, emotions, and even unmet needs. When this happens, it just signals to your body that you may feel uncomfortable, uncertain, and sometimes overwhelmed. But say to yourself, this is an opportunity for me to grow, for me to heal, and for me to transform. Right now, if there's a conflict in your life, take a moment and acknowledge it. If you need to be more courageous in your truth, then all of us have truths pushed down or try to hide. It's now time to acknowledge. And as you imagine yourself needing to be more courageous, or you picture a person or a situation where the conflict lies, just acknowledge your feelings, whatever they are. Frustration, sadness, maybe fear. Whatever the emotions are, just allow them to be there without judgment. You are the observer of these emotions. You're not becoming the emotion. And as you're becoming more aware, in this moment, invite courage into your heart. Imagine it as warm, slowly expanding within you and growing brighter with each breath you take. For courage is about standing in your truth, rooted in love, and giving your whole entire being the ability to express itself authentically. As you breathe in, say silently to yourself, I am brave. And as you exhale, say, I am ready. This courage will empower you to speak with intention, with kindness, and with a clear purpose of being more courageous and for resolving any conflict in you or with others. Know that your voice has the power to heal, to break through walls as miracles are happening. Breakthroughs are happening. feel that aliveness and that strength coming through, as it is the power of you. Take another nice big deep breath in, and as you exhale, release any lingering doubts or fears. Feel the courage within you, the clarity of your words, and the strength of your voice. Repeat silently to yourself, and I'll give you space so you can say it out loud. But repeat after me. I am capable of courageous conversations. My words have the power to heal. I trust in my ability to create peace and understanding. Let's do this again. I am capable of courageous conversations. My words have the power to heal. I trust in my ability to create peace and understanding. Take a nice big deep breath. Put your hand on your heart and give yourself a lot of credit for showing up in this space, having the courage to face any fears you may have. May this courage remain with you. May your words flow with intention and love. May any fears or conflict or tension be transformed into opportunities for deeper connection. Allow there to be a healing, allow there to be miracles, allow there to be a breakthrough. Take a nice big deep breath. Send some love to yourself and to somebody else in this area that you need to be courageous with. Send some love to the world that we all may have courageous conversations, to speak our truth and to lead with love. Let's bring down a beautiful golden sun of light coming down through the heavens, coming down through that crown chakra into your sixth chakra, igniting your sense of knowingness and intuition, down into your fifth chakra, which is your throat. Allow that area to be healed and to be powerful as that golden light fills that whole area of bringing up the vine in your own truth and authentic self. Coming down into your heart space, filling it in with love and compassion and kindness and the emotions of power and courage. As it comes down into your third chakra, manifesting in the alignment of the highest possible outcome. Coming down into your second chakra, igniting the I create energy and harmonizing all of your relationships. As it comes down, that beautiful golden light fills in your foundation root chakra, the foundation of life. Love of self, kindness of self, forgiveness of self as it moves down through your legs, creating that strength and flexibility, down through your calves, into your feet. Wiggle your toes. Say hello to your fun fairies. And allow this beautiful energy to drop down into Mother Earth, allowing you to feel grounded, centered, and clear. And knowing that you have the courage, the strength, and the power to speak your truth. And that you can trust life, that all is well. Life is good, and everything is moving forward exactly as it should be. Take a nice big deep breath. Release, stretch it out, and open your eyes. Now that you are grounded, cleared, and connected, let's move on to this week's message and life theme. All right, let's talk about getting real. I mean, how many of us can really have courageous conversations? I don't think there's one person that I know that does it extremely well. There's a few, but for the most part, we all need work in this area, because when we get triggered, when we get reactive, we tend to speak in a way that somebody else is going to get defensive. A lot of times, though, also, if we're people pleasers, we don't really say our truth. And if you do that one or two times, hey, you can probably do it and not too much damage. But when it becomes a pattern where you don't speak your truth, then you're not really showing people who you are. You also don't have to face anything that's uncomfortable or difficult. So the challenge is somebody isn't getting to know the real you. And also, if you don't have that courageous conversation, by the time that it gets really big, you now might explode because you've just had enough. And a lot of times, if we're worried about what the other person might say or how they might react, we temper our truth. I know for me, it's been probably a lifelong longer, because I was taught to be the good little girl. So a lot of times I have to become very mindful of, you know what, screw the good little girl. She is a good little girl just by who I am. I am a good little girl. But if you're still walking around with those patterns, that's easier said than done. So when we start to have courageous conversations, it's not that your fear is going to go away. It's moving forward despite it. It's having the courage to show up, not for somebody else, but for yourself. And where it gets scary is if we're not sure what the outcome is. And the more attached we are to the person or the situation, meaning more emotionally connected I am, the harder it's going to be for me to be truthful, because I have a lot more to lose. So if I'm, upset with the traffic and I'm late for something and I get mad and I tell somebody my truth, like, right? Let's just say, if I say that to that person, I don't really care what they think, because I don't know them. That's why social media can be so harmful. We don't treat people as human beings. But if you are near and dear to my heart, and I have to say something to you that I don't know how you'll take, I may have a challenge speaking my truth and being more courageous. So what I want you to do is make sure you ground yourself just like we did in this meditation, so that you're clear, centered, and you are facing those fears of what's uncomfortable in you to say your truth. Number 2, lead with compassion. If my goal is to have a breakthrough, is to have a connection and to be in alignment with this person and get past this, set that intention. But make sure you're leading with compassion so that person feels that compassion. And you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. Here's some good news. I probably was like many, but I would say I was probably an extreme people pleaser, especially when I was younger. And so in some ways, I was like a chameleon. I wouldn't really share my truth. I would be like, oh, if that's how you feel, I'd probably just hold back and I just wouldn't say anything. Okay. But part of being courageous is you have to be willing to face your uncomfortableness. It isn't going to be comfortable at first. But I am going to tell you, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And then the other thing is you've got to trust that it's okay if you don't know the outcome. And for a while, maybe that person will get mad. Maybe you just won't be able to express yourself as authentically as you wanted to, but let that be okay for right now. And the more open you are, the more present you are to working, having courageous conversations, the easier it's going to be. Okay. So the other thing I want you to do, and I give this advice to all my training, especially in corporate America, because there's a lot of conflict that comes in that area, but in relationships in general. And this is in any relationship, doesn't have to be corporate, it could be your own personal life. There is the story you tell yourself, which is the emotions you feel about it. And then there's the fact. Before you're going to have that courageous conversation, my suggestion to you is that you separate out those two, because emotions are not always fact. So here's an example, a dating example I give because it's easy to share with you. I'm going on a first date. My date is now 20 minutes late. I start to say some things to myself. Let's just say that, oh my gosh, all men are like this. They're always late. Now it's 30 minutes. Oh, how disrespectful. I start making up these stories in my mind. Okay. And I start believing these stories as if they're fact. Okay. Then about 40 minutes in, I'm about ready to leave. All of a sudden the guy comes in and he says, oh my God, I'm so sorry I'm late. I got a flat tire on the freeway and my phone died, so I couldn't text you. That's a fact. The story I told myself is I'm disrespected and all men are this way, which becomes a belief that drives my narrative. So part of what you want to do is you want to de-escalate your emotions. What are your emotions, the story you tell yourself, and what is a fact? Because this will help you in starting to have more courageous conversations and to prepare yourself to start speaking your truth. Because at the end of the day, courageous conversations aren't about winning or proving your point. They're about connection. They're about creating a space where both sides can show up fully to be heard and work through whatever needs to be addressed. And sometimes it's safe enough to have those conversations. I'm not suggesting if you have somebody that just is a tyrant or isn't willing to, is not open, you may have to reassess that. But even if it's messy, it's uncomfortable, even if it doesn't go as hoped, you're learning to trust yourself and speak your truth in a kind way. So the last tip I'm going to give you is breathe. Because when we get tense, when we get triggered, when we need courage or we feel fear, we stop breathing. Remember to breathe. And remember, you have it in you to be courageous, to be strong, to be powerful, and most of all, to be your authentic self. I hope you've enjoyed this week's Mindful Mondays. Be sure to join us this Friday for another episode of Life Bites as we get you inspired in the areas of life, business, and media. I'm your host, life, business, and energy coach, Nina Bosky. And remember, until next time, sometimes in order to speed up, you've got to learn how to slow down.